Just your reminder today that nothing is worth a push of your boundaries. So I'm speaking from a space of experience. I used to be a real people pleaser in toxic empathy and I had no boundaries. Then I moved into a phase of my life where I would say I had more barriers than boundaries. I was saying no a lot, I was cutting people off, I was using the block button, I was standing up for myself, I was fierce and fiery. And I'm now at this stage where I have firm boundaries but an open heart, so I can be loving, I can be discerning, I can be caring, and like if you are in my tribe like I will love you to death. But I'm also sharing this because I am not perfect and boundaries shift and change all the time, and I have had some experiences where there were some red flags which I didn't spot that have caused difficult situations and interactions for me. And one of the biggest things that has been a red flag, which I'm sharing, hoping that this will help others, is where somebody does not honour your boundaries at the outset. And I've had this happen in a few different situations. I've had this happen personally in my social life where people do not honour my sensitivities and the needs that I have, and from the outset ignore boundaries that I set. And I've had this happen professionally. So some ways that I've seen this show up is clients, even like in discovery calls, like wanting those calls in their time zone, even if they're in another part of the world, and not honouring the times and my energy and how I do calls. If I want to work with somebody and I love someone's energy and I know I need to be in their spaces, I will do things for myself. Like I had a call with one of my mentors who was in Australia at 6 a.m. I got up at 6 a.m. to be in her space, to honour her boundaries and honour her time zone, because I knew I needed to be in her space, okay? I would have never said to her, could you just stay up a little later for me and do my call? Like I wouldn't dare. I've also had situations where a client asked me if we could have 90-minute sessions instead of 60-minute sessions, and she was willing to pay the extra. She was already in my VIP, but she wanted to pay to have 90 minutes. So she went VIP, and because she was willing to pay for that extra service, I didn't think anything of it. But the next call we had, she put her husband on camera and said, you now need to coach both of us. And what happened in that scenario was, on the surface of it, her wanting extra services for me and willing to pay for them and have like more than what I offered in VIP was fine. It felt like a fair exchange. But there was a power imbalance, because she was saying, this is not enough for me, I need more. And she was pushing my boundaries of my offer. And I didn't spot this at the time, but then she just put her husband on camera and told me to coach him. So that was an interesting one, because I had to say to him, look, if you want to work with me, you're going to have to email me, we're going to have to sort this out separately, we need to have a conversation. But that first initial, like, your offer is not enough, I want more, even though she was willing to pay, was a red flag I now see for what then followed. Same with the people that have asked me to do a discovery call out of my time zone. I now see how those things have played out. These little crosses of our boundaries, no matter how small or insignificant they may feel at the time, are showing people's true colours. And what was also happening in these situations, just to take this in even a layer deeper, because you know me, this is not just like a self-care boundaries thing, this is an energetic exchange. So on deeper examination of these situations, what was happening was these people were being extremely triggered by me. So this is why they were working with me, because they felt triggered. So they'd come into my space because they felt triggered by my light. But what started to happen is their energy started to try and bring my energy down. And there was like this energetic battle going on. And when I allowed just these little crosses of my boundaries, this also happened again with a discovery call, where I let that discovery call go on for an hour to be in service and help this client, this potential client. Like, it even happened there. These slight little pushes on our boundaries let down our energetic guard, let down our sovereignty, let down our power. And then when people like this are triggered by your light and they're already pushing, they might not even be doing this consciously. This could be subconscious, this could be their entities, the attachments that they have in their energy. They will start to push even a little bit at your boundaries to try and erode your power. So it is so important that we spot these red flags at the outset. And if I'd spotted these red flags at the outset in the beginning, and to see that someone was being triggered by my power, by my light, and shut this down and nip these in the bud sooner, this would have saved me probably hours of time, hours of energy, and probably even money as well. So I'm sharing this in case this helps someone. If somebody does not honour your boundaries at the outset, nip that shit in the bud. It is not worth it, because those who are truly meant to be in your space, those who are truly your soul tribe, will honour you, your boundaries, your authentic way of being in the world, and what it is that you need.